morning. We are going to tackle about nursing informatics in Canada. To start with, I will discuss a brief history about it. Canadian healthcare systems have undergone tremendous change as a result of technology and communication, which influences that has consequently impacted nursing and nursing education. From these influences, a new field of nursing called nursing informatics has emerged. As it is a new field, NI does not have an extensive past. However, to understand the current status of nursing informatics in Canada, it is important to examine the historical roots of NI as well as the social, technological, and even political forces which have contributed to its development. Next, according to Canadian Nurses Association, 1993 Policy Statement on Health Information Nursing Components, registered nurses need to be able to demonstrate their unique contribution to the health of Canadians with Canada's rapidly evolving healthcare system. Basic essential nursing information is required by nurses, employers, researchers, educators, policymakers, and clients so that informed decisions can be made about nursing's role in the changing healthcare system. Let's proceed. The CNA wrote this policy statement to highlight the importance of developing the nursing data components that will be included in our emerging National Health Information System. So the CNA has also spearheaded an initiative, the National Nursing Information Project, to begin to develop a national consensus on definition, competencies, and educational strategies and policies. The use of technology in nursing is not new. In fact, nurses have become proficient in utilizing and adopting complex technology into caring nursing practice for decades, at least since the time of Florence Nightingale in the United Kingdom, and even earlier when Jeanne Mans 1606-1673 founded the first hospital in Montreal, Canada in 1642. So various forms of machinery such as ventilators and physiological monitors were first used in intensive and critical care settings and are now currently used in adapted form in less acute areas, even in home care. Nursing has evolved significantly over the past few decades, with many of the changes being driven by advances in information and communication technology or ICT, which is ICT has permeated all aspects of society including healthcare and affects all members of the interdisciplinary health team. Since nurses are the largest group of healthcare providers, discipline-specific competencies in the use of ICT and other technologies are imperative. According to Canadian Nurses Association 2004, nurses in Canada have made an enormous contribution to all aspects of Canadian society. Their involvements have influenced the wider social, economic, and political history of Canada, as well as the history and politics of healthcare. So nursing history provides the public with valuable perspectives on emerging technologies, healthcare reform, and gender issues in Canadian history. Next, nursing informatics began to evolve as nurses participated in the early initiatives in hospital information system adoption in various health agencies across the nation. As these systems improved, specialized nursing components and even freestanding nursing information systems began to sprout up. Early systems were primarily imported from other countries, especially the USA. By the late 1980s, most hospitals had at least a rudimentary information system that required nurses to enter common data. So, common data such as admission, profiles, and basic care requirements like diet, medications, and treatments into a computer as part of their routine duties. There are two focuses of nursing informatics in Canada. The first one is the role of nursing within healthcare organizations, and the second one, a long-standing tradition that nurses have the role of custodians of information on behalf of other caregiver and users of patient information.
In addition to federal and provincial mandates, nursing professional organizations were also a driving force for the incorporation of technology in all domains of nursing. In 1988, a national initiative led by the Canadian Nurses Association or CNA called the National Nursing Project Informatics was launched in order to promote the development of nursing informatics education in Canada. The aim of the project was to begin developing a national consensus on the definition of NI and to propose competencies, educational strategies, and priorities. In 1988, a national steering committee was formed to address nursing informatics issues and develop strategies to ensure that the registered nurses have the competencies required to successfully carry out the responsibilities of their practice, whether that be clinical, administrative, educational, or research. Each participating organization appointed a nurse expert in nursing informatics to a 5-member working group to develop and initiate a plan to develop consensus on a definition of nursing informatics for Canada, recommend nursing informatics competencies for entry-level nurses and specialist managers, educators, and researchers, identify curriculum implications and strategies for both basic and continuing nursing education, and determine priorities for implementing national nursing informatics education strategies. First phase of the project was the development of a discussion paper in 1999 and the collection of feedback on key issues related to a nursing informatics competencies development from Canadian nurses.
Nursing Minimum Data Set. The Nursing Minimum Data Set was the first major Canadian Nurses Association informatics initiative beginning in 1990. This was in response to the strong conviction that nursing data must be included in the centralized national health data system being planned by the Canadian Institute of Health Information or CIHI. The NMDS is a tool for abstracting a uniform collection of essential nursing data from the patient record, usually at hospital discharge. The nursing care data elements in the NMDS include nursing diagnosis, nursing intervention, nursing outcome, and intensity of nursing care. A major factor influencing the move to generate an NMDS in Canada is the response to the need to maintain rising healthcare costs while maintaining quality healthcare. The NMDS was profound implication for nurses in all practice settings through use of this data in costing of nursing services, defending resources allocation to nursing, defining nursing contribution to patient care, defining outcomes of nursing care, developing nursing knowledge, and continue growth of nursing as a profession. Initiative in Canada directed at the development of an NMDS indicated a heightened awareness of the need for the collection, storage, and retrieval of nursing data. However, nurses in Canada have yet to define the essential nursing data elements for inclusion in a national health information system for use in Canada.
In order to raise nursing awareness in Canada, the Canadian Nurses Association released a number of other supportive documents in 2001. A key one was published in the September Nursing Now Bulletin entitled What is Nursing Informatics and Why is it so important? This publication was a critical overview of the essential characteristics of the emerging field of nursing informatics in Canada. It also introduced a definition of nursing informatics formulated by the National Nursing Informatics Project Working Group. According to Canadian Nurses Association, Nursing informatics is the application of computer science and information science to nursing. Nursing informatics promotes the generation, management, and processing of relevant data in order to use information and develop knowledge that supports nursing in all practice domains. Other groups such as the Canadian Institute for Health Information or CIHI and the Canadian Organization for the Advancement of Computers in Health or COACH also plays a role in raising Canadian nursing awareness. The CIHI helped introduce the Strategic Plan for Health Information Management in British Columbia in 1996 that provides guidelines for holistic assessment and processing of information. The said institute also initiated a project to provide a cohesive set of guidelines for Canadian health information privacy in 1995. Later on, in the year 1999, a second edition of these guidelines was produced, which incorporated issues related to the advancement of health information and technology. In 2002, an updated version of Privacy and Confidentiality of Health Information at CIHI, Principles and Policies for the Protection of Health Information was made.
Canadian Informatics Association, or also known as CNIA. So what is Canadian Nursing Informatics Association? CNIA exists to help all of the members of nurses across Canada to give them an opportunity to learn, research, create, and share through a strong, diverse member network and influence national, jurisdictional informatics activities that will help them to boost their nursing competencies, theories, and practice of informatics at the national level. The Code of Ethics for registered nurses, CNI, states that nurses safeguard the trust of clients. The information learned in the context of a professional relationship is shared outside the healthcare team only with the client's permission or as legally required. Finally, security refers to the procedures and technologies that are used to restrict access. Canadian Nursing Informatics Association mission to be the voice for nursing informatics in Canada. The CNIA is the culmination of efforts to catalyze the emergence of new National Association of Nurse Informatics. Is there any benefits if you are a member of CNIA? To answer the question is yes. And here are some benefits of CNIA that can give you. First, you have a regular member education and networking event throughout the year. Second, you also have an opportunities to contribute and influence the National Nursing Informatics Dialogue. And lastly, you have opportunity to participate on various CNIA committees and executive board. The Canadian Nursing Informatics Association's goal is to provide nursing leadership for the development of nursing health informatics in Canada. Second, to establish national networking opportunities for nurse informaticians, to facilitate informatics education opportunities for all nurses in Canada. Fourth, to act as a nursing advisory group in matters of nursing and health informatics. Fifth, to expand awareness of nursing informatics to all nurses and healthcare community. As you heard their goals, you can see how this country have a unique healthcare system, one that is the envy of many countries. One of the things that makes the Canadian healthcare system unique is the belief in health as right, not as a privilege or an economic commodity, but rather as a right for Canadians. The principles include universality, portability, accessibility, comprehensiveness, and public administration. In addition, health is a provincial responsibility in Canada, not a federal one.
Canadian Institute for Health Information, or the CIHI, plans to establish an expert working group. This is to review many of the issues relating to nursing workload measurement systems and to make recommendations regarding future developments and implementation efforts. CIHI completed the development of a new Canadian classification for health interventions, or the CCI, that is currently being implemented in a number of provinces. The classification contains a comprehensive list of diagnostic, therapeutic, support, and surgical interventions, thus allowing the standardized collections of health interventions regardless of the service provider or service setting. To accompany the Canadian classification for health interventions, CIHI also enhanced the new version of the International Statistical Classification of Diseases and Related Health Problems. This is the 10th revision for Canadian use. Nurses provided input to the development of both the CCI and ICD-10-CA. CIHI plans to maintain both classifications on an ongoing basis to ensure their continued relevancy and utility to the field. Ontario Nursing and Health Outcomes Project in Canada has done significant work in identifying client outcomes that are sensitive to nursing. The client outcomes that have been identified to date include functional status, self-care, symptom control to dyspnea, nausea, fatigue, and pain, patient satisfaction with nursing care, adverse occurrences such as nosocomial infections, patient falls, and decubitus ulcers. Now, let us talk about the privacy, confidentiality, and security of health information in Canada. Nurses have identified the protection of personal health information as a critical issue in the context of rapidly evolving health information technologies. Individuals and organizations are responsible for the development of systems designed to collect, process, store, and share health information. They have a responsibility to ensure that these systems are secure in order to maintain the integrity and confidentiality of personal information. CNA 1997, the Code of Ethics for Registered Nurses, states that nurses safeguard the trust of clients that information learned in the context of a professional relationship is shared outside the healthcare team only with clients' permission or as legally required. Finally, security refers to the procedure and technologies that are used to restrict access and maintain the integrity of health information.
Let's proceed to the Canadian Organization for the Advancement of Computers in Health, or COACH. Another national organization, the Canadian Organization for the Advancement of Computers in Health, or what we call COACH, which is founded in 1975 and has actively initiated professional protocols for using computer systems in Canadian healthcare. One important document, guidelines to promote confidentiality and security of automated health-related information, which is in 1979 and has been incorporated into the National Accreditation Guidelines. And it is approved by the Canadian Council of Health Facilities Associations in 1991, and these guidelines were also supported by CNA in 1993. In 2001, the Canada's Health Informatics Association, or COACH, launched the Patron program. As an individual member-based organization, COACH promotes understanding and effective utilization of information and information technologies within the Canadian healthcare industry through education, information, networking, and communication. With the development of the Patron program, members are hoping to build stronger links between COACH and private and public enterprise in pursuit of this mission. So it is an opportunity for corporations to join in partnership with COACH. COACH vision is to be the catalyst in advancing the practice of health information management in Canada. Today, COACH is a leading organization with an evolving membership. It is in the forefront of the Canadian healthcare information, resource, and technology field by working cooperatively, such as with health institutions, professions, associations, consultants, even vendors of information technology and applications, government, and regulatory organizations, in the pursuit of these mandates.
The background of coach members range from health executives, physicians, nurses, and allied health professionals, researchers, and educators to information technology vendors, representatives. Organizations represented include the broad range of healthcare institution, community and public health, private practice, government consulting firms, commercial providers of information and telecommunication technologies, educational institution, and industry. In February 1999, the Canadian federal government published the timely document Strengthening Healthcare for Canadians, outlining new initiatives and funding to promote healthcare technology and informatics initiatives. So how can they strengthen the quality of healthcare in their country? First, by expanding public funding for treatments proven to be cost-effective. Second is to invest in primary care. Third is to use information systems that make it easier for clinicians to work together and with patients, ensure health education, support high-quality care, and many more. The quality of healthcare in Canada is good, but arguably not great. Several key actions at the health system level could go a long way to improving the quality of healthcare that Canadians receive. With thoughtful change, we could all benefit from a healthcare system that provides safe, timely, effective, efficient, equitable, and patient-centered care at every opportunity. Various nursing programs are beginning to offer courses to content in nursing informatics. So why they need to offer nursing informatics, most especially in nursing program? This is to provide every nursing student computer skills and some theory that we can use to our future jobs for us to be computer and technology literate. Slowly but steadily, other colleges and universities are expanding their curricula to include nursing informatics at both the undergraduate and graduate levels. As more nurses become computer literate and become aware of the potential of technology to support nursing documentation, decisions, and professionalisms, nursing informatics can become a strong and integral part of Canadian nursing science. With this goal in mind, the BSN nursing program has adopted informatics as an integral component of the curriculum. Nursing informatics is the application of computer science and information science to nursing. NI promotes the generation, management, and processing of relevant data in order to use information and development knowledge that supports nursing in all practice domains.
Over the last 2 decades, Canadian leaders in nursing informatics have discussed and conceptualized a nationwide nursing informatics strategy that would benefit all nurses and nursing students. In 2006, the Canadian Nurses Association launched the Canadian Nurses Portal Project, shortened to the Nurse One, and currently called MyCNA. To address this vision in the form of an e-nursing strategy, it is an internet portal that provides nurses with evidence-based resources to support them in their practice, tutorials in computer skills and practice, and continuing competency support. The purpose of the e-nursing strategy is to guide development of ICT initiatives in nursing and to improve the nursing practice and client outcomes. The initial goals of this e-nursing strategy include advocating for nurses' access to ICT and the resources required to integrate ICT into the nursing practice, supporting the development and implementation of nursing informatics competencies among the competencies required for entry to practice and continuing competence, and advocating for the involvement of nurses in decision-making about information technology and information systems. The CNA recognized that ICT are important strategies to support in a nursing practice. The e-nursing strategy will address these goals by adopting the three-pronged approach. The first one is the access, the second one is the competency, and the third one is the participation. So for the number one is access, because it is a better connectivity in work environment, more access to a variety of computer technologies such as PDAs, hardware, software, station, and computers. For the competency, ongoing ICT skill development integration into a nursing curriculum. In the participation, as a knowledge workers of this technological age, it is essential that nurses play an increased role in the development of ICT solutions. Overall, that the e-nursing strategy is focused on ensuring that the nurses have access to ICT technologies, that nurses are competent in their use of ICT technologies, and that the nurses play an increased role in the development of ICT solutions. Nurses must be able to access ICT in order to support nursing care, and nursing program must establish competencies and nurses' participation in the development of ICT knowledge, and also to help transfer that knowledge to other healthcare professionals.